So what's going on, everyone? It's your favorite internet disappointment, Optical, back with another video on this godforsaken platform. And today we've got a special guest, because in this video we're going to be talking together about the SAG-AFTRA strike, specifically the new development that they've voted by an overwhelming 98.32% in favor of a strike authorization within the gaming industry. So this is absolutely insane, because on this vote, it was across the interactive media agreement, and that covered members' work on video games, and over nearly 35,000 members casted the ballots, and representing a voting percentage of 27.47%. This does not mean that the union is calling a strike. However, it does mean that the workers are voting to unionize in favor of a fairer pay. So, getting more into this, I'm going to bring in Golden. So, Golden, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Golden, and yeah, let's go break this down. So, what do we know so far? What we know is the strike may not even occur, as there is still a week of a bargaining period for the companies and SAG-AFTRA to come to an agreement before the video game SAG-AFTRA section joins the strike. We can also imagine this strike will be similar to the SAG-AFTRA strike that has been all over the movie industry, so that indicates that video game voice actors or just mocap actors won't be able to promote the game, very similarly to how actors are not allowed to promote their movie unless, they want to violate SAG-AFTRA terms and agreements. Also, all of the games that are currently finished are still expected to release. It is only the games that are still in production, they haven't had their voice acting lines recorded, that are expected to halt. And obviously the games will still generally continue development, but without the voice actors, there's a big disconnect there. So we'll expect for major titles such as Call of Duty, or if Insomniac planned on releasing a new game, those would likely be delayed because of said strikes. And honestly, it's probably for the better, because these guys deserve their fair pay. Anyways, throwing it back to Optical. Let's get it.
Thanks again, Golden. I appreciate it. So, as Golden amazingly done in his breakdown, all the screen actors and the writers are voting to strike in order to receive a fairer pay by the video game studios. Now, it's important to mention, much like what Golden said, is that the games that are already slated for release and had their marketing, they won't expect to be affected by the strike. But ones that are currently in development or in pre-production phases are probably expected to be delayed in favor of making sure that the writers and actors get a fair deal. I personally believe that this strike is a very good thing, because if anything the film industry proved with the strikes is that people don't get paid enough for the creative input that they provide into media. And if this is indeed the same case for what's going on with the video game industry, then I absolutely believe the striking is the right way to go to ensure everyone gets paid their fair share. Golden, is back to you.
So what we do know is this strike could start technically as early as September 28th, which is actually the day me and Optical are recording this, as it is the day of the bargaining session, meaning if they don't come to an agreement on the 28th of September, it is very possible that they could go on strike. The goal of SAG-AFTRA in the video game industry is to pretty much put the pressure on these big studios, right? Kind of like they have with the movie industry, but the video game industry is much more lucrative. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it is one of the most profitable industries in the planet right now. Compared to movies, it blows it out of the water. So pretty much SAG-AFTRA is just trying to put the pressure on the video game industry and just big studios in general to come to an agreement and hope that this can start pushing that boundary a lot. SAG-AFTRA really only wants their performers to make a wage that allows them to continue doing this for a living, as well as obviously avoiding AI. They don't want AI to kind of take over their performance or use their likeness, so that is a big bargaining chip that they've been trying to push onto these studios, and the hope is that with this video game strike that could potentially happen, that could be where this leads.
Golden, thank you so much again for coming on and explaining the whole situation. I think quite potentially this could be quite a landmark change for the video game industry should the strikes decide to go ahead if the studios do not agree to give actors a fairer pay. I think that this whole pushback as a whole from all the workers within the creative industry in video games and media as a whole has been well needed, because it opens up a lot of insight into the way that studios treat their actors and their writers, and I believe that needs to change. So having this kind of thing take place has been very helpful for the industry, but it also could set some possible, hopefully positive ramifications, and that I think as a whole, this strike is something that is going to, if the studios once again do not agree to it, might take another while. I don't think it's going to take as long as what it done for the film writer strike, but I think it will still take some time. And I just hope that if a strike does happen, that matters are resolved quickly, because I think everyone wants to show the world, all the writers and all of the creative team behind these games, what they've worked on, and to hear the opinion and hopefully get a positive reception. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you so much to Golden for coming on. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Did you think that the industry was going to go into a strike immediately after the film strike happened? Or do you also think that maybe this strike is something that's needed or something that could be resolved quickly? Would love to know. Take care. Have a good one. Peace out.